as we get ready now for the men's 200 meters. Justin Gatlin won a bronze medal in the 200 at the Athens Olympic Games, is the meet record holder. Harry Adams, who was a scratch out of the 100. We have to see if he's a scratch here with the best time in the conference. Maurice Mitchell of Florida State with a wind date at 20.08. And since we can't find Harry, we have to assume that he scratched out of here as well.
Adams was a wide receiver who decided, you know, I had run track in high school. I'm going to stick with track and field.
So let's take a look at lane 5, Isaiah Young. 20.33, his best this year.
Outstanding collegiate time, it really is. He had the fastest time in the heats. He ran into a headwind, ran 20.78 as the fastest qualifier in this field.
And then a couple of lanes outside of him, the 100-meter champion, Keenan Brock, the sophomore from Auburn, trying to complete the double.
On his home track earlier this year, Brock ran 20.47 seconds. They got a core of 3 or 4 guys down there at Auburn who are to be heard from in the future. There's sophomores and juniors, and they have trained together and running really well. Just have to keep Marcus Rowland and Harry Adams healthy, I guess.
A pretty good wind coming up the finishing straight. We saw that Kimberlyn Duncan's outstanding time was wind aided. A little more than a mile an hour over the allowable for record purposes. Young in 5, Brock in 7. Brock out well.
Boy, look at him.
And Young also really eating up the track in the middle there. Young trying to come off the turn first, and he's done so. Isaiah Young in lane 5, and Brock having a tough time, but we saw him close like crazy in the 100. And Aaron Ernest on the outside for LSU. It is going to be Isaiah Young and Aaron Ernest. And then Keenan Brock getting third. He just wasn't able to gather like he did in the 100 meters.
Big tailwind, 3.7 meters per second. You're dealing with 5, 6, 6.5 or so, even 7 miles per hour for a tailwind. That's measurable. 20.32 seconds is the official time we've got for Isaiah Young. Look at him just power. He took off. This is the way a lot of guys tend to run. Coaches increasingly are pushing guys to run closer to their max on the first turn and then hope they can hold up through various types of stamina and repeat training. And the young freshman, just 18 years of age from LSU, Aaron Ernest, ran really well, closed well, and got a personal best. By a mile, his personal best we're talking about. Better than 0.4 of 1 second a PB. Of course, that was wind aided.
So Young wins at 20.32 with way too much wind. Aaron Ernest getting second. Keenan Brock just not able to close the gap coming up the finishing straight. So here are the men's team standings after that 200 meters. Arkansas has clinched 55 points ahead of LSU, who is clear in second.